This is the second video in a series that we're doing called Church Words. This video also will deal with the word church. In the first segment, part of our conversation, we talked about just different ways that we define church. When we say church, what do we mean? But we also recognize that that's kind of the internal struggle of communicating church. That there's also a struggle of how do we communicate who we are in the church with the outside world. So we'll hit on that in this second part of that conversation.
Yeah, the media, it knows they need to get their views, and so they always do the whole, oh, church is perfect. But as soon as something negative happens, they're quick to put that out there, and that's what gets everybody's attention. Then, like, everybody expecting church to be so perfect and everything, and then they put the negative out there, that shows that we're not perfect, and then people start like hypocrites, liars, and this is why it's hard for people to decide to go to church.
Yeah, I think that there's also like there tends to be an affiliation with church to certain like political groups or like ideologies that is kind of like a lie, you know, like the church has so many diverse views and diverse people who believe all sorts of different things, and I think that a lot of times we can say like, well, like I view this way on this problem, so I can't be a Christian, or like kind of like along the same lines, like if I struggle with this one thing that no one else struggles with at the church, then I don't belong there. But like everybody that comes to church is just as human as the next and has different ideas about different things.
So what do we need to do to get a better word out to people that aren't in the church? Like, this is what the church is all about. What are some of the things that we need to do, or collectively as Christians need to do, to just be better, to better represent what church is?
Like me personally, on my part, not let them know like I'm there because I'm not perfect.
Okay.
You know, so I feel like with those who go to church or in the church, so that people know that we're not there because we are perfect, but we're there because we know that we need God, Jesus in our life, and the people that's there also aren't there to break us down, to build us up.
I mean, I think that like communication is just so important. Like, if we want people to know what we're doing, then we have to tell them what we're doing. So that's every part of the church, you know. And so we've talked about the church being all these different things. Like, we don't want to avoid talking about the money in the church, because like the church it is involved with money. We pay for a church building, we pay for pastors, we pay for food, we pay for all sorts of different bills, and then we also do things with our money that's really cool, like pay for different events, or pay for missionaries, or send money away to different groups. And then we also like don't want to like hide the bad stuff. We want to like be fully upfront, let people know like this is what our church is.
Right.
And I think that we can claim the body, the specific body that we are a part of, and then like we can let other people be free to tell about their church.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think that, I just had this idea, like, maybe we should start a vlog or something like that. Like, because there's a lot of things that our church specifically that we're involved with that not a lot of churches do. Like, all this type of stuff that we're doing right now. So if you get the word out there and show, like, this is truly who we are as a group of people, and we call ourselves the church, then that could be fun, and also like very informational to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think too, like what Vern said earlier about just the church being Jesus Christ is a huge thing. So we have that communication, and this is definitely a form that we can communicate. But just remembering that it's I think that's where we can get that into that trap, is when church becomes an institution to us, or becomes we want to grow the church, or we want to be better than that church down the road, and then it becomes our thing, and then we're trying to compete, and usually the competition is with the ways that we measure things, and then that can be a huge. We might think it would be a turn on to people. Oh, look at all these great things we have and that we do, but in the end, if we're not promoting Jesus Christ first, then we've lost sight of what we're all about. So I think that's a big thing. It's just keeping that first, and not even promoting church until we first promote Christ. Do you want to come to church? The reason that should be because I feel like when you meet with these people, you're going to get a glimpse of Jesus Christ.